Everyone is telling you that today is the day your life magically changes. They are reading the code backward. Look around you right now. Feel the strange electric hum in the air today. Notice how people are suddenly rushing, chasing new opportunities, consumed by this frantic motivation to conquer the world. They believe the universe is finally handing them the keys to the kingdom. They think they are manifesting. But you are sitting quietly. You are watching them. You see the invisible strings attached to their sudden desires. You are one of the few who realizes that a golden cage is still a cage. Today is March 5th. Right now, above our heads, the sun is aligning with Jupiter. Mainstream astrology is screaming that this is the ultimate portal for luck, wealth, and material expansion. But in the ancient, forbidden texts, this alignment is something entirely different. It is the merging of the false king of the ego and the grand architect of illusion. The matrix is flooding the collective consciousness with the intoxicating promise of more status, more comfort, more attachments to a world that isn't even real. They want you distracted by the shiny upgrades to your simulation. But you were not born to be a successful prisoner. There is an immense concentration of power available to you in this exact moment, a blinding surge of energetic voltage. But what if I told you this cosmic alignment wasn't meant to build you a better life inside the illusion? What if this is the exact frequency required to overload the system and finally see the true architecture of your reality? The door is wide over today, but we are not walking into the trap. We are going to dismantle it. Have you noticed how the matrix always feeds you right before it wants to consume your energy? Suddenly, a random check arrives in the mail. A perfect opportunity falls into your lap. The promotion you desperately craved is finally yours. You call it a cosmic breakthrough. The architects of this reality call it a tether. Mainstream astrology tells you Jupiter is the great benefactor, the planet of luck and boundless expansion. But let's look at the original source code. This alignment puts the simulation into overdrive. They are not blessing you. They are offering you a heavier, shinier chain. They know exactly how human psychology works. If your physical life becomes too comfortable, your spiritual rebellion dies. The prison becomes a paradise, and you forget you were ever meant to leave. You stop questioning the nature of your reality because you are too busy enjoying the upgrades. This is why the Master Jesus, the ultimate hacker of this reality, left us a very specific cipher. In the Gospel of Thomas, he states, "Whoever has come to understand the world has found a corpse, and whoever has found a corpse, of him the world is not worthy." He wasn't preaching a religious sermon. He was delivering a technical manual for reality. Think about it. When the rulers of this matrix offered him all the kingdoms of the earth, the ultimate Jupiter manifestation, he didn't negotiate. He didn't bow down to attract abundance. He saw the raw, dead code behind the glittering illusion. He used his sovereign power to reject the simulation entirely, proving that true authority comes from outside the construct. You are feeling this restless electric energy today, aren't you? Your intuition is screaming that a massive shift is occurring. It is, but you must not use this immense cosmic voltage to simply manifest a slightly better life inside the cage. That is playing right into their hands. Instead of asking the universe for more temporary resources, take command. You are no longer just a passenger waiting for a lucky transit. You are the anomaly in their system. Use this blinding light not to decorate your cell, but to illuminate the invisible walls around you. But there is a catch. When you refuse the bribe, the system reacts. The simulation begins to stutter. You might think your life is suddenly falling apart, but what if this chaos isn't a punishment, but a system glitch exposing the very bars of your prison? What is the voice in your head telling you to chase right now? Pause for a second. Are you absolutely certain that voice belongs to you? Mainstream spiritual teachers are currently obsessed with telling you to follow your gut. They claim that your sudden, desperate urge to launch a new project, secure a financial windfall, or chase a specific person is your higher self guiding you to the promised land. It feels warm. It feels undeniably correct. But this is the most dangerous phase of the trap. There is a silent, massive gear turning beneath this cosmic alignment. It is Neptune. In the hidden architecture of reality, Neptune acts as the kenoma, the cosmic void. Think of it as the collective anesthetic of the matrix. When the system lays out the glittering bait of material success, Neptune pumps a synthetic frequency directly into the human subconscious. It perfectly mimics the sensation of divine guidance. It makes the artificial, programmed desires of the simulation feel exactly like your own soul's deepest purpose. It is a spiritual sedative, beautifully disguised as an awakening. Imagine being trapped in a deep, artificially induced sleep. You are dreaming of an endless, lavish banquet, completely unaware that in the true reality, your vital energy is being quietly siphoned away. That is the Neptune anesthetic. It keeps the collective docile, happily hallucinating freedom while still firmly locked inside the grid. But you carry the uncorrupted light of the pleroma. You are designed to process reality differently. So how do you tell the difference between a matrix algorithm and true, sovereign knowing? Feel it in your body right now. The false intuition of the matrix always carries an undercurrent of frantic urgency. Notice how it makes your chest tight. It creates a quiet, humming panic in your stomach. It makes you feel that if you don't act now, you will miss out. It attaches your inner peace to a future material outcome. True Gnosis, the genuine whisper of the spark within, feels entirely different. It drops into your awareness with zero adrenaline. It is a cold, clear, and utterly detached certainty. It does not make your heart race. It does not ask the simulation for favors. It does not negotiate for a better position in the dream. It simply observes the truth. The moment you recognize this synthetic frequency, you strip it of its power. You spit out the sedative. But be warned, when a mind refuses the medicine and truly opens its eyes, the system immediately registers the anomaly. The illusion cannot sustain a waking observer for long, and that is when the architecture around you begins to violently destabilize. Imagine standing in a perfectly decorated room. Suddenly the wallpaper peels back, exposing raw, buzzing wires and cold, metallic walls. This is exactly what is happening in the architecture of your life right now. Lately, you might be experiencing sudden, inexplicable endings. A long-term connection abruptly severs. A secure environment suddenly feels like a suffocating dead end. Old emotional gravity you thought you had escaped is pulling at you again. The world looks at this and diagnoses a crisis. Mainstream spiritualists will tell you the universe is just clearing space for your new shiny manifestations. They are entirely misreading the code. What you are witnessing is the Hymarmina, the ancient web of forced destiny, snapping under the sheer voltage of your shifting awareness. When the simulation floods with material expansion, it creates immense pressure. For those still asleep, it brings temporary wealth or inflated egos. But for you, this surge overloads the circuits. It forces a massive system glitch. The rules of the surface reality are breaking down. This chaos is not a cosmic punishment. It is the simulation failing to render your false identity anymore. So here is your actionable protocol for this exact moment. When the chaos hits or when a piece of your reality crumbles, step back. Do not rush to fix it. Watch the frantic, heavy energy of the matrix trying to course correct and actively refuse to participate. Do not glue the pieces of the illusion back together. As the ancient gospel of truth reveals, when the dreamer finally wakes, they do not mourn the shadows that vanished. They realize the nightmare was never real to begin with. You are waking up. You are no longer the frightened inhabitant of a collapsing house. Let the old structures burn. The ash is the only place where absolute clarity can take root. But once the smoke clears, a profound, eerie silence will follow. And in that cold silence, the system will try one last, desperate trick to pull you back in. You are standing in the cold, silent wreckage of your old life. And then the system plays its final card. A terrifying, suffocating emptiness creeps in. This is the exact moment the vast majority of spiritual seekers violently retreat. They scramble blindly back to the familiar pain. They desperately plug themselves back into the matrix because the unknown feels like absolute death. But the panic you are feeling right now is not actually yours. It is a highly sophisticated, ancient security protocol. When the glittering bribes of the system fail to sedate you, the chief Archon steps out of the shadows. In the astrological code, this operates through the heavy, crushing frequency of Saturn, the grand architect of limitation and fear. He does not offer you upgrades. He offers you an ultimatum. He projects a paralyzing dread directly into your chest. He whispers that outside of his carefully constructed grid, there is only oblivion. He threatens you with absolute isolation, financial ruin, and total irrelevance. He wants you to believe that if you let go of your earthly identity, you will simply cease to exist. He is trying to scare you into signing a new contract with your artificial destiny. But you must understand the greatest secret of the ancient mysteries. The Apocryphon of John reveals a fatal flaw in the matrix architecture. The demiurge is a counterfeit creator. He is completely blind to the higher realms. And more importantly, he is deeply terrified because he secretly knows he has no real power over your divine spark. And so, he projects his own ultimate terror onto you. Fear is the only glue holding the holographic walls of your cell together. Do not flinch. Look directly into the dark void he is threatening you with. Stare into the absolute nothingness of your collapsed reality. It is a monumental bluff. The rulers of this matrix fear the empty space because they cannot control what they did not create. But you carry the uncreated light. For you, the void is not a graveyard. It is the raw, vibrating energy of the pleroma, finally cleared of all matrix distortions. Once you recognize that the supreme ruler of this realm is nothing more than a desperate warden guarding an illusory prison, his gravity shatters. His threats are as empty as his promises. You realize you will never, ever beg this system for a favor again. Which brings us to the absolute most dangerous command you can type into the simulation. Have you ever considered that the very act of wishing is the lock on your own cage? When the New Age community tells you to set specific intentions today, they are unknowingly teaching you the posture of a beggar. They urge you to ask the universe for a better partner, a heavier bank account, a slight upgrade to your digital avatar. But understand the mechanics of this realm. Every time you ask the Matrix for a favor, you acknowledge its absolute authority over you. You feed the architects the exact currency they demand, your willing subordination. This is the great deception. They expand your desires so you never stop reaching for the mirage. But there is a deeper, unseen protocol running beneath this cosmic alignment. A silent system wipe. It is actively erasing the infected files of your conditioned attachments. This is precisely why the goals you obsessed over last year suddenly feel hollow, almost alien to you now. You are being stripped of the desires the Archons programmed into your mind. This brings us to the ultimate pivot. This is where you stop negotiating with the warden and start rewriting the source code of your own existence. You are not here to manifest. You are here to emanate. To do this, you must abandon the vision boards and the desperate, repetitive affirmations. They reek of lack. In the esoteric text of the Pistis Sophia, the ascending soul does not plead with the gatekeepers of the lower heavens. It bypasses them using the exact, undeniable passwords of light. Your true intention today is that password. It must be forged without a single trace of doubt or subservience. I want you to say this in your mind right now. Feel the cold, heavy authority of it in your chest. I am the anomaly that cannot be contained. You do not close your eyes and whisper, I want to be free. You stand in the center of your collapsing reality and you claim the inherent right to project your own universe. When you speak directly from the pleroma, the divine fullness buried within your DNA, you force the simulation to bend. The matrix stops treating you as a battery. It starts treating you as an operator. And as this new command takes root, the illusion will begin to unfold in ways that terrify the architects. Listen to the silence that follows the storm. While the rest of the world scrambles to gather the temporary gold of this cosmic alignment, you are standing still. You are breathing in the absolute quiet of your own sovereignty. The ultimate secret of the Gnostic path is not about fighting the matrix in a war of attrition. The Archons want you to believe that liberation requires a violent struggle or a lifetime of perfect spiritual behavior. They want you exhausted. But true freedom is simply pure awareness. When you finally recognize that you are a fragment of the uncreated light, a direct emanation of the pleroma, the simulation loses its gravity. The walls of your prison do not need to be battered down. You simply realize they are holographic, and you walk right through them. Your spiritual awakening is not a one-time event. It is the daily practice of refusing the illusion. If this transmission has confirmed what you already knew in your bones, you must anchor yourself in this frequency right now. Hit the subscribe button to help us bypass the algorithm's censorship of esoteric truth. And I want you to use the comments below as a terminal. Report the system glitches you have witnessed lately. Tell us how the Matrix tried to bribe you today, and exactly how you reclaimed your power. Let your words be a beacon for others who are still navigating the dark. Remember, the false kings only rule the shadows. You are the fire that casts them. Keep the spark alive, and I will see you beyond the veil.